All right, football fans, time to get into the AFC North divisional early in the summer preview. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Daily content, most of the time coming around now twice a day. So let's get right into the division preview. This is a pretty stacked division. All right, so I've watched a lot of previews, and believe it or not, I've seen all four teams being predicted to win the division. Yes, I saw somebody's preview who actually said maybe, kinda, even the Bengals could win the division. That's not what I have here. I'm going to start off with the Ravens. I've got them at 12-5. Now, I know they went out and got Sammy Watkins, all right, and they've got a hell of a running back duo. Now, the question is going to be is, can Lamar Jackson get the ball to Sammy Watkins, and can Sammy Watkins stay healthy and be on the field? Those are big questions. Ravens were a terrible team in terms of offensively ranking, in terms of throwing the ball last year, which you would think with a guy that, you know, has MVP caliber season and Jackson behind him, you would think that would not be a problem. But accuracy, inconsistency in his accuracy has been a big problem. Now, in terms of the schedule, the Ravens have a very unique schedule in the sense that they start off with 3 of the first 4 on the road, and then at some point during the season, they have 4 in a row at home with the bye week, so it makes it 5 straight weeks that they will be at home. So that is a big, juicy, I'm not going to call it a vacation, but 5 straight weeks at home, including the bye. That's pretty much unheard of in the NFL, and I think that's going to go a long way towards helping them out, considering the fact that they play a hard style, right? They're a hard team to play against. They're a tough team. You get a team that can stay at home for that long, they're going to be a little bit more rested. They're going to be a little bit more healthy. That's going to show up. So I have them at 12 wins. Don't be shocked to see them get 13, 14. If Sammy Watkins stays healthy and Lamar Jackson fixes that accuracy problem, Ravens are in line to compete for the Super Bowl. All right, so next up I've got the Browns coming in at 11-6. Now the Browns are an exceptionally well-coached team, right? We know that. We know Baker Mayfield should continue to improve. What we do not know is Beckham going to be able to stay healthy, and we need a nickname for the Hunt and Chubb. There's something there, the Hunt and Chubb, the chubby on the Hunt. There's got to be a nickname name for those two guys, because it just seems too easy to come up with something. Now, a couple of interesting notes. They actually have the Ravens twice in a row towards the end of the season with the bye sandwiched in the middle. Now, this is a very tough defensive division, you would think, but when I looked, I was shocked to see somehow the Browns managed to win 11 games last year while actually allowing 11 more points than they scored. You don't see that an awful lot. Now, I've got them with 11 wins. I've got the Ravens up there at 12-5. Could that flip a little bit? Absolutely. Okay? If Baker Mayfield takes another step forward, the Browns defense improves a little bit, or if Lamar Jackson struggles, you could flip-flop those teams. But right now, I've got the Ravens with 12, the Browns with 11, but it's close. All right, Steeler fans, I'm going to give you 9 wins, and here's why. 2 reasons. Mike Tomlin is still an elite coach. Ben Roethlisberger, look, he is now going to have listened to an entire offseason of everybody telling him how old and done he is. Do not underestimate the motivation that will bring to him. I'm not saying he's going to be the second coming of Tom Brady, but he's not going to be as bad as it looked like he was last year. Okay? He did struggle, but some of that was design. You know, a lot of people have used the statistics about how the short passing game was being used and they didn't push the ball downfield. But they leave out the part where that was by design somewhat. So I don't think Roethlisberger is going to be as bad as he looked. I think he's going to have a better year. However, Ravens, Vikings, Titans, Chiefs, Browns, Raiders. Including at Minnesota on a Thursday night short week and at the Chiefs. That's the last 6 games for Pittsburgh. So if they're struggling at all, if Big Ben shows any signs of aging like he did at the end of last season, the last 6 games could get ugly. Those 6, they could get ugly for any team, but that is a brutal stretch to end the season, with the easiest game on that schedule being a short week on the road night game against Minnesota. That's a tough 6. Now, back to Roethlisberger. They were last in rushing last season. They go out, they get Najee Harris. That should help. Marquise Pouncey retires. I've seen mixed opinion there, but what I've seen is people thought it was time for him to retire. So the offensive line has got to be better. There's no question. There's no option there. I'm going to give Pittsburgh, like I said, 9 wins. I think that's capped out. I think if everything goes well, they can get 9. I don't think this is a playoff team. But I also don't think that I don't even think he's going to retire after this year. I think he feels like he's got something to prove. But 9 wins in this division, 9 wins is the cap for them this year. Which leads us to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, like I said, in somebody else's preview, I saw them say that they thought the Bengals would be one of the better teams and they could win the division. I need some of what they're smoking. Now, Joe Burrow had a nice 11 games as a rookie, and then he busts his knee. So, we don't know what we have here. First of all, even veteran quarterbacks, when they come back from an injury, it's going to take a little bit of time. That's number 1. Number 2, they did get some guys in free agency and spent 3 picks on the offensive line. There's still a lot of question marks. Even if these are guys that in 2 or 3 years are going to be good, you still now have a young, inexperienced quarterback coming off a serious knee injury behind a young, inexperienced offensive line in a division where you're playing against ridiculously tough teams, okay? Now, the other thing is last year on defense, they allowed 148 yards per game. Now, they did go out and draft 4 defensive linemen. That should help. But if you look at the running backs they're going to be facing 6 times a year, they could struggle to win any of those games. I have them splitting with Pittsburgh and not splitting with the Ravens and not splitting with Cleveland. It's going to be tough for them to eke out the 6 wins. I'm going to give it to them, but it could be 5, 4. I don't want to put them in the 3 category. I think they're better than that. But if that defensive line doesn't get fixed, it's going to get ugly. All right, that was it. Like I said, with the Ravens and the Browns and the Browns and the Ravens, you know the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other? It's very, very similar there, all right? That's going to come down to the head-to-head, no doubt. Pittsburgh, I'm having trouble finding them more than 9 wins, okay? Even if Roethlisberger isn't crap, the offense is just not, what's their identity, right? What are they trying to do? Are they going to be the running team like they used to be? Are they going to keep with the short passing game? Are they going to try to add in the downfield throws again? It's very confusing, so it's very hard to see. And then with Cincinnati, the rookie quarterbacks in their second year off knee injuries, we've seen guys look really good, get hurt, and not look pretty good after that. Dante Culpepper. Not saying Joe Burrow is going to be Dante Culpepper, but we just don't know. You don't know. You can't pick Cincinnati to win more than 5 or 6 games. All right. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is the complete off season now. There's no hockey. There's no football. The best thing we got coming up is the expansion draft and free agency and then preseason training camp and everything for football and then hockey. That said, I'm still pumping out at least 1, hopefully 2 videos every day. I'm going to get back on the live streams probably some point this weekend. If not this weekend, maybe Monday for Matthias' birthday. But check out the community posts for that. That's how, if you want to know when I'm going to be doing a live stream, you see one of those posts come up, read it, because I'm most likely letting you know when I'm going to be doing one. Other than that, I appreciate the support. For you hockey fans, I'd really appreciate it when you see the football videos, if you could give me a solid and share this, okay? Because the football, you know, it doesn't do as well as the hockey. And if the algorithm starts picking up that the videos aren't being watched, then they'll show the hockey stuff left, and so less. So if you see a football video, do me a favor and share it. I really appreciate it. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. I have a couple things to say. I'm collecting my thoughts about the Kucherov press conference. It's going to be good.